My guest this evening, Radhika Khera, spokesperson of the BJP, joining us on the broadcast. Good evening, Radhika ji. Air Commodore A.S. Bahal is an ex-Indian Air Force fighter pilot joining us on the broadcast. Good evening, sir. Major General Dr. Yash Moore is a defense analyst joining us on the broadcast. Brijesh Kalappa, spokesperson of the Congress Party. Clyde Crasto is national spokesperson and secretary of the NCP. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. Air Commodore, I'm going to come to you first for obvious reasons. I want to ask you what you make of the government's plans to use the Indian Air Force to fly NEET papers.
Thank you, Shreya, for calling me. Jai Hind. Let me tell you that not only I've been in the Air Force as a fighter pilot, but I've also been director and executive director of number of universities where I've myself conducted directly or indirectly such exams, especially National Director of Ministry of Education in NIOS. So I've been handling these exams and I've conducted it for Bihar and West Bengal, where you know how much of trouble it is to get a fair examination system done. So firstly, I will tell you about the Air Force itself. And let me tell you that in armed forces, we have been carrying out huge recruitments. We have been carrying out number of exams everywhere at every level, from airmen right up to officers. Have you ever heard even one instance where they talk of any malpractice being done or anywhere where such things can happen? So the government's decision to involve the armed forces. Now, I don't want to talk of only Air Force. I think the armed forces as a whole are known both for their reliability, mission orientation, as well as they are a visible symbol of the government's seriousness that it wants to reform, institute structural reforms for the NEET exam. Secondly, an important thing is that when we use the Air Force, there will be a time compression that will take place. You know, there are a number of stages in the exam: setting of paper, conversion, that is translation to 13 different languages. Then third stage is printing of paper, and then comes the stage of national transportation. Now, this national transportation is where the Indian Air Force probably would be utilized. And will go up to the district centers of 551 cities in India that are there, and as well as 14 out of India places.
But
I'm not sure whether we are going to be utilized over there.
Air Commodore Bahal, here's the point. The point is that the Indian Air Force is being used not just for time compression, it is also being used to ensure that the papers are secure. Now, I want to ask you, the last time we had question papers being transported by Air Force transport planes to keep them secure, which is where I'll bring in Radhika Khera. Radhika Khera ji, as a tax-paying citizen, I ask you this question. As a tax-paying citizen, I'm very happy to see optics as long as they are free. But I don't want to pay for these optics. May I ask you what purpose roping in the Indian Air Force will solve? Fact is, paper leak kahan hua tha? CBI की remand copy कह रही है that the paper leak happened not when it was being transported from place A to place B. It was transported via social media. It was transported via WhatsApp. It was leaked via WhatsApp and Telegram. तो Indian Air Force क्या कर लेगी इसमें?
What I really don't understand, Shreya, is when the government takes steps to ensure that the future of our future generations is secure. And if we have failed, and first of all, before I reply to you, I would first of all like to address this with absolute honesty. When it comes to the future of our youth, our government does not behind excuses. We take complete responsibility for ensuring the sanctity of our education system. When a breach happens, a responsible government does not run away, which is why we are confronting the problem head on. And yes, we have at this point of time failed our students, but now it is our responsibility not to just keep pondering over it, but to find ways to ensure that this does not happen again, which is why we have taken very strict steps, whether it is forming committees, whether it is the CBI inquiries, whether it is the arrest, whether it's ensuring that strict action is taken and there's a 10-year jail along with a 1 crore fine. That is how our government is working. Now, when you talk about why is the Air Force being brought in, well, our first immediate action has to be to ensure that this does not happen again.
Correct.
And if they are and as well as the committee that was formed Dr. Ramakrishnan committee that was formed, that also suggests that we should involve whether it is DMs, police, local security, or even getting the army or the air force into it. And we are not the first country to be doing that. There are other countries as well who have done that. What would you want? That our future generations' future is secure or not? We cannot be like the Congress governments for 10 years that they were in power from 2006 to 2014 when CBSE leaks, AIEE, AIM paper leaks, everything happened and they said idle.
Radhika ji,
But my
I am
medical seat was
all
sold
for
under a table.
No, Radhika ji, I am all
We are
for the
bulletproofing the
government
system.
securing the paper and ensuring there is no other leak. There are no leaks, right? Because the government has been embarrassed enough. पहला लीक तो हुआ नहीं है, ये आप लोगों के अंडर 2024 में भी हुआ था, 2019 में भी हुआ था. So we don't want another paper leak. No one in this country wants another paper leak. I am again asking you, and if you can just address the question I'm asking you. The paper leak in 2026 happened because there were NTA insiders who were compromised. There are 3 professors who were paper setters who are under arrest. The paper leaked via WhatsApp and Telegram. How will the Indian Air Force help in this? जब breach transportation में हुआ ही नहीं, why are you fixing the transportation
We are fixing
problem?
everything. We are fixing everything. Like you said, those people are in jail जिन्होंने WhatsApp भी किया.
Okay.
जहाँ से शुरुआत हुई, where it went. See, you have answered it yourself. Like I asked, what is a responsible government supposed to do? We are supposed to ensure that this does not happen again. And yes, it has happened again. But saying कि embarrassment है, no. It is our responsibility.
Embarrassment
like I
नहीं
said,
है.
embarrassment.
Embarrassment नहीं है. 2019 में पेपर लीक
we are
होता
the
है,
same government.
फिर 2024 में होता है. Committee is made, recommendations, 100 of recommendations are given.
छत्तीसगढ़ में हुआ था भूपेश बघेल की सरकार में और उनकी सरकार के उनके सीएम ऑफिस के लोग उसमें इन्वॉल्व थे. नो एक्शन वाज टेकन. 26 पेपर्स अंडर अशोक गहलोत
तो
गवर्नमेंट.
उनके हुआ तो हम भी अपने यहाँ करवाएंगे. तब हुआ तो अभी भी होना चाहिए. It's justified.
Serious issue. Either you let me. You asked a question.
All right. I think you have answered the